Don't say any F's
There
and
is
stuff.
no investigation. This boy has...
There's not. Really? This to me.
Let's go!
Blaze in the steel. Bring the heat. Mix it non-stop. With the hottest DJ.
I'm your host, Joshua Diaz.
Non-stop.
What's up? How's it going? Good evening. I must have been born at night. Not because I'm dumb. Well, maybe it is. But I just feel so much more like it doesn't matter how tired I am. It doesn't matter like how whatever I am. I just feel more alive at night. And by the way, the black and white True Cowgirl says she loves it's here to stay for a while. I know that. I've been, people have been loving it. Okay, they've been liking it. I don't know. I said loving it when I should have said liking it. But the reason I said that is because it's nighttime and I'm fired up. He's fired up. You know what I mean? I'm fired up. And I hope you're fired up too, because we got a lot to talk about tonight. And if you didn't catch today's show this morning, it was fantastic. I got called a truck driver. What else happened? I did some window shopping, and we talked a little Delphi. And tonight we're going to talk a couple different things. We're going to start off with the story that we've been tracking here on the lab for the last, 4 or 5 days. The mass exodus of AWP continues as the fallout is astronomical, and rightfully so. And you start to see the dominoes fall. One right after the other, it's like it is a social, it's a social study if I've ever seen one. And it was kind of like, okay, well, who's going to be the first? And then will more follow after that. And in typical fashion, that's normally how these things work. One speaks out, and so on and so forth. I mean, now you're starting to have guys basically say, hey, I don't give a damn about the NDA. I don't care about your lawyers. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. What happened was wrong. And it was wrong. And, I am, let me see. Oh, I see Sam in the chat here. Sam, and I watched you today, Sam. You're a great guy. And for the first time, I watched Sam's video as well of, it was just like terrible. It was so sad. At the very end, you know, Sam was really struggling, which I understood wholeheartedly. And so anyway, you know, like I said, Sam left a long time ago, you know, and I'm really just becoming really familiar with everything, and the ins and outs and who everybody was with AWP. I was a little late to the AWP game, and that's okay. Yeah, but wow, you know, I mean, it's just to watch what is happening just go up in flames the way that it has is something that, I mean, this really, besides say, and I say this with all due respect, most things like you can survive if you're like a public figure, depending on, you know, the scandal, and, you know, scandals happen and big organizations. There's people that, you know, mess up or reflect poorly on the rest of the organization. I really can't think of another situation. Like, this one is just there's no coming back. There's no coming back. I mean, if people in prison hate these kind of people, then I think the rest of us can kind of follow suit. Innocent until proven guilty. Yeah. In a court of law, but not the court of public opinion. You know, it's like one of those things people always say, well, you can't say that, or you shouldn't say that, or you definitely can say that. I don't know if you should or not, and I'm just talking in general. You can say whatever you want. It's just, how are people going to react to it? Are your backers going to support you? You know, is it hate-filled enough for you to not lose everything, you know? And there's different rules about that kind of stuff, especially in the culture that we're in today, which is different. I mean, 20 years ago, sensitivity was down, and today sensitivity is up. And I think the pendulum swings back and forth. And as soon as it gets too far one way, people kind of start fighting back the other way. But see, here's the thing. None of that matters, because this is no longer a money issue, a volunteer issue, a whatever issue. It's just, that's not the issues anymore. The issue is children who aren't children anymore. Well, who knows what else is to come out, were hurt, allegedly. And the fact that there's an indictment will tell you all you need to know, that they found enough evidence of whatever to indict them and to indict Jared. And it is awful what is happening now. So right now I'm going to play, and Sam has given me permission, I believe. And, also I've, asked for permission for a couple other guys' videos, and let me see here. And I believe I have their permission, and I'm going to do it anyway. No, I'm just kidding. But honestly, I am going to do it anyway. Hi, Sam. How are you? Let's go ahead and just take a listen.
Oh, I'm not the... Okay, guys, it looks like we're live. Give me just a second as I make sure everything's set up properly. As many people know, I'm not the most technologically savvy guy. Yeah, with that being said, give me just 1 second. Let me make sure everything's set up properly. All right, real quick. Looks like I got my live stream going. I just want to ask a couple questions. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Yeah, 1,800 peeps. Yeah, that's a lot of people.
By the way, I do want to say that we should probably, I've kind of been paying attention to other people's coverage of it. And of course, I always think that my coverage is the most fair and best, and that I do the best interviews, and that this is the best show that's ever been created. And there's nobody else that is as good as us here. I'm just kidding. But what us assuming what people did and didn't know really is not a cool thing, okay? So I think that's just ridiculous. So let's stop assuming what people know and what they don't.
My phone's doing something here. All right. Let's see. And
I asked Anthony yesterday, which was not a fair question, and as the greatest interviewer of all time, I should have known better. I'm kidding, but it wasn't fair to ask him, hey, what do you think the other guys knew? That's up to them. That's up to each individual to talk about it if they want to. Most people are going to want them to, but...
You guys hear me? Just real quick, can you guys hear me?
Yes, Sam, we can hear you.
Just want to make sure. Yes, you guys can hear me. Okay, real good. So we'll get started. First off, my computer just crashed. Looks like my computer crashed, so we'll just be doing it from here.
Poor Sam.
I've been getting a lot of people, reaching out to me, asking me questions.
Sam, were you nervous?
All types of questions, but I've also had a lot of people reach out to me and apologize. As many of you guys know, over a year ago, I stepped away from Adventures with Purpose. It was a very tough time for me. I loved helping the people, but I just hated what was going on behind the scenes. And with that being said, these things that were brought to light or that have been brought forth this weekend, I didn't know about them until this Saturday, just like many of you guys. I left due to, the way that people were treated in other ways. I left because of the way that I was treated. There's many things that didn't sit well with me. And just a moment ago, I spoke with Dan. Dan said that he's going to come into the...
You did. Honestly, sir, you did absolutely fantastic. When I was watching, you were awesome. Very heartfelt. Let's see.
Comments?
Sam, and if you want to call into the show, we could do that as well. If not, I understand just wanting to watch as well.
Dan would also like to let the world know that he was unaware also. He's at work, and he's a young fellow, and he really doesn't have time at the moment to really be here, and our hearts with you, Dan. Anyway, with that being said, this last year had been extremely hard for me. I experienced a lot of hate from the mob that came after me, whether it was through emails and text and messing with my people. I actually feel like a big weight has been lifted off of me because I no longer have that pressure. A lot of you guys are upset with yourselves, and I'm saying, don't be, because I was fooled too. I was duped as well. I just happened to be closer to the individual. And with that being said, I was able to see it, who the character much sooner than you guys were. This is a very, very, very quick live stream. And, for those of you guys who have been, reaching out to me, apologizing, saying that you're sorry. Hey, sorry, Sam, we doubted you. Hey, we treated you bad. Or we crucified you. I just want to say, hey, we're cool. You guys didn't know. You guys are forgiven. It's water under the bridge. It's fine.
I've been in that situation before where, like, people that supported you turn their back on you really, really fast, and just say awful, nasty, mean things to you, and it's hard not to hold on to like that kind of anger or be upset with people. So I've felt that on a small scale. No problem, Dan. Or Sam, sorry. Thank you for being here, though. I really appreciate that.
The biggest issue at this moment, or rather where I'd like to, deflect the attention to, is to, the survivors that have come forward and may continue to come forward. I encourage you to come forward. If you haven't already, you have many, many people that are supporting you and that you don't know about.
Now, one thing that I want to say, and I believe that he covers it somewhat in this video, is that he left AWP quite some time ago. He did not like the false representation of AWP. Sam did not appreciate them. Basically, when I say them, Jared posing as being broke. He didn't appreciate trying to soak people basically for their money. And he was really the first one to go out kind of like that. In typical Jared fashion, it seems like the way that this company worked, that he took advantage of volunteers, which happens a lot, by the way, in every aspect of every organization. And you find really kind-hearted people that really just take advantage of kind people. And it's almost like dangling a carrot in front of, like, that's what I kind of got from the whole conversation with, that's what I got from the conversation that I had last night with Anthony, was wouldn't that be extortion, embezzlement, coercion, and or duress, Josh? I don't know. I have no clue. Maybe. Wouldn't what be extortion, embezzlement, coercion? It's not right.
We stand with victims. We stand with the survivors, rather. I prefer to call them survivors. And me, I do not condone violence. I do not condone, I'm going to say the R word to everyone. I don't condone rape, sexual assault.
Oh, no.
None of that. I am not under contract of any shape or kind.
He said he doesn't, YouTube. Doesn't.
Whatsoever. This is all me. This channel belongs to me. I'm not answering to anybody, and I do not, under any circumstances, condone sexual assault of any kind. That doesn't happen.
Here in the YouTube world, we call that SA, but you're learning. This is not your cup of tea. Trust, and it's not that your cup of tea. You're just new to this whole, thing. It sucks. It sucks. Aurora. Yeah, there's yes and no. Yes, probably. I don't know. I don't know.
Happen here. It doesn't fly. I'm really upset about it, to be honest with you.
Unfortunately,
I'm upset about the whole thing.
Unfortunately, this is the second time that he's had to address this human.
Just to have been, that close to, the character, and then getting to know him. I found Jared Lysick to be repulsive.
Call him out by name. I bet if he knew his middle name, he would have used that too. He would have went mom. Just MOM all over that, dude.
That absolutely repulsive. I didn't know how deep it was or what it was, because we never had that conversation. We weren't just out there driving, and I wasn't like, hey, Jared, do you like kids? That didn't happen. Tell me about your shady past. That didn't happen. I was unaware of these things. I left because of what I had saw and seen on my trips, happening in the interactions there. My understanding from what I've done, or the homework that I've done, is this stuff started to come out last February. I left at the end of summer, so I was far removed from this. Had I known anything of this kind, I would have left immediately. And with that being said, I just wanted to let you guys know, a lot of people are looking at me, Sam, is this why you left? No, this isn't why I left, but had I known, I would have gotten out much sooner.
Right.
And the fireworks would have been much bigger.
Right.
With that being said, I want you guys to know that I wasn't the first person to leave. This is a story that you guys don't know. Actually, my son, Kyler, he came out on a trip with us. And during that time...
he's got a video that he put... Sam has a video... and I'll throw them up here. I figured this video get demonetized. Yeah, no, probably not. It's not. When you're talking about it in an educational way, and denouncing these things, it's fine. It is what it is. It is what it is. There is no beating around the bush. Everybody knows what we're talking about. When I read the indictment out loud, the probable cause indictment, that's about as bad as you get, really. So no, I totally understand what you're saying. But Sam has a video up, and it's called "The Truth About Adventures with Purpose," and I watched it today. And he, it sounds like he's gotten hate for quite some time, which I understand that, but he clearly states why he left. It had nothing to do with this. This is just him. Sam didn't need to address this at all. This is what I think is so great. And by the way, I'm sure there's some vindication here, but I can guarantee you that these people that are doing this this is not a victory lap for them. I know it's just not. It's not a victory lap. They are upset that they worked with somebody like Jared. And it sounds like there's a lot of character flaws coming from somebody who has a lot of character flaws. I understand, the betrayal that they're feeling. Sam did not have to come out
and he was just so, I don't know. Kyler, you can come in here. I'll introduce you real quick. I'm gonna let him tell his story. We're actually gonna go and he's gonna tell his story. I'm gonna wrap up my piece. He's gonna tell his story over on his channel. So mods, if you're here, go ahead and drop the link. This is a separate thing, and I just want Kyler to make sure that he feels comfortable on his own channel where he can talk and he can speak freely, because there's a lot of things where he was like, Dad, I don't know if I can say that on your channel. But we're going to go over to his channel. He's going to speak his piece. He's going to speak his mind, because he actually left during a trip. He was the canary in the coal mine. We were on a trip and he left. He said, and I'm gonna let him tell his story. And that really just like was a rude awakening. I don't mean rude awakening. It was an awakening for me. You know, so a lot of people are like, oh, Sam, you know, you were the one that, you know, that called it out first. Actually, it was Kyler. And then Kyler, you know, just me and him, we talked about it. I was already, you know, losing interest, you know, with Jared and with AWP due to Jared. I loved helping the people, so I was always torn. You know, I wanted to help people, but I just couldn't promote this guy anymore. As many of you guys know, I've said that I have over like 40 episodes worth of content from my trips on Adventures with Purpose. I never made those videos because I didn't want to promote this individual. I seen his character, I saw who he was, and for my
So here's the thing, and you know, you can agree with me or disagree with me, but I don't really care. It's my show. But these are the kind of people that get taken advantage of because they're good-hearted people and they do want to help, and they're not necessarily in it for the money. Do they want? Can you make a living from doing something that you like? Yes. But they just felt that not enough money was being put back into the company. And that's why that was one of the big reasons for them leaving. And so, you know, I completely understand. Let me see here. I might have to handle this. I'm a single mom and donated because I thought, you know, scam. All right, Renee. I mean, you're going to have to take that up somewhere else, you know.
morals, the things that are coming out now, not meaning the rape indictment. I didn't know about that, but other things you guys are learning about him, you know, from different channels and different people that have spoken and came forward. Anyway, so guys, this is my son. I had no idea about these things that have come forward, you know, and to the survivors, you know, we stand with you. We stand with you. We stand with you in a big way. And if you guys have been affected, you know, be it.
I can see that, you know, he's upset, genuinely upset. You know, I mean, all the tales are there, and I know you say you're not nervous, Sam, but you're definitely going through emotions in front of us.
This huge and egregious, or small.
No, they do.
You know, come forward. You know, so speak your piece, speak your mind. You know, just get it off your heart. And you know, and thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting, you know, the survivors. Thank you for supporting the fellow channels. You know, a lot of channels have spoken and came forward. You know, these you know, I mean, a lot of these channels are separate entities. I want you guys to understand that. AWP, YouTube is a form of social media. In the happenstance of AWP, it was owned and ran by Jared. So when people say AWP, they mean Jared. Mm-hmm. I wasn't around Doug enough to really get to know him on a deep level. You know, I wasn't around Carson enough, or Josh, you know, or Nick for that matter. So I can't really speak on those guys. I can only speak on what I know and what I experienced. And my experience was the dude was effed up in a big way. In a big way, you know. And anyway, so yeah, it was everything that I spoken about before.
All right, wait. What was that?
Up in a really speak on those guys. I can only speak on what I know and what I experienced. And my experience was the dude was effed up in a big way.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
In a big way.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
Yeah, it was everything that I spoken about before in my previous video. You know, the truth about Adventures with Purpose is back up. I took it down because I was getting first off, I was getting hassled, but then my people started getting hassled, meaning my family members. And I was just like, hey, you know, YouTube's not worth, you know, my family members and my loved ones losing sleep at night.
I agree with this.
You know, I do want to say thank you to my family.
Cosign.
You know, for the encouragement. Thank you to Kyler. Thank you to, you know, Kevin Nomot. Thank you to Brock the Rock. Thank you to Anthony. Thank you to you, a lot of you guys, for encouraging me, and a special thanks to my girlfriend Renee. Thank you for being there for me and encouraging me along the way.
Yeah.
And now that this vicious, ugly mob is out of the way, or has been exposed, I'm dancing free.
Amen to that.
And my channel's gonna. I'm still kind of in working on some personal issues.
It's one of those things where it is terrible. It's terrible, right? But maybe there's a sense of I wasn't wrong about him. He wasn't wrong. His gut was right.
A lot of health issues and different things. As you guys know, I busted my shoulder, but I do have some things coming down the pipeline. I plan on linking up with a known editor this summer, possibly, and we have some things that we're going to be doing. If not, if that doesn't work out, I got some other things. So things will be coming down the pipeline on this channel. Thank you guys. A lot of you guys that became a member, I greatly appreciate that. A lot of you guys have donated right now. I greatly appreciate that. But if we could, put the focus on, for me, I'm a grown man, and I was a grown man when I agreed to go with Adventures with Purpose and the things that I experienced. Let's wrap our arms around those who were young, and all these people, who had these egregious acts happen to them, which shaped their lives, their perception, everything. I'm upset.
Understandably so, and you have every right to be upset.
I'm a father.
I can vouch he's a father. He's a good one too. So
I'm working on it. Anyway, on that note, this live stream is pretty much over. That's all I have to say. In a nutshell, all you guys that have apologized, I accept. It's not about me right now. We need to shift the focus and give other people a safe place where they can speak. Did I know? Absolutely not. I did not know. This last year, it was hard. It was depressing. I did lose a lot of friends. I lost a lot of money. As you guys know, I've been through the ringer. And again, Dan also says that he did not know. I believe he's in the comments. So if you guys are curious and web super sleuth, I'm sure you can go through the comments and see where Dan has said something. And if you post something on
comment section.
Yeah, the comment section after this video, I'll make sure to pin it. Yeah. I'll pin your statement. And other than that, like I said, I do not condone violence in any way, shape, or form, especially sexual violence in any way, shape, or form. And I'm not concerned about saying it. If I get demonetized for this video, it's whatever.
Brock would also like people to know he didn't know. Brock the Rock also like people to know he didn't know about it.
Okay. Brock would also like to let people know. Brock, I don't know if you want to call in real quick. Maybe you can call in on Kyler's live. If you don't, no worries. But yeah, Brock the Rock says that he didn't know anything about it. I can vouch for these guys, good dudes. Anyway, guys, thank you for being here. Let's, as a community, wrap our arms around those who are coming forward. Give them strength. Pray for one another. Keep your children safe. Follow your gut. I followed my gut. Especially after my son was like and punched me in the gut with what he saw. I was desensitized, and I'll admit that I was desensitized. With the things, the camera stuff, I started to become desensitized. And plus, when he came is when things got really bad. Around that time, big money was coming in, so things got really, really bad. Let's go ahead and jump over to Kyler's channel. So if you want to go ahead and start.
I'm not really going to bite my tongue a lot, and I don't want your channel to be associated directly. I'm going to be respectful, but I'm...
Yeah. And big shout out to all these channels who are speaking truth.
I hope he's really a Laker fan. Josh Doss, the corn dog boss. It doesn't quite have the ring that Dan the Adventure Man, or Sam the Adventure Man, and Dan the cameraman. Josh, the corn dog boss. I blame you, McDonough. I blame you. If you're watching, I blame you. Josh, the corn dog boss. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
And sticking up for the weak ones.
exactly.
Thank you. I've seen so many channels that are a voice to the voiceless. And I just want to personally thank you. And as far as the big opportunity but the big hole that is left. There is a void to be filled, and there's a lot of teams out there right now that are going to be stepping forward. And there's a lot of work to still be done to help families. So anyway, on that note, I'm done talking. I'm going to hit the X button over here, and then we're going to follow up on Kyler. And again, the reason we're doing this is because Kyler wants to make sure that he's saying his thing as an individual and as a man, and I respect that. Anyway, guys, thanks again.
Yeah, thank you.
I love this, and I'm just gonna play it, Dan or Sam. I'm messing your guys' name up because I've been playing with them, going, Sam, the ice cream man, Dan, the hot dog man, Josh, the corn dog boss. But I think this is like
You to everybody.
Love you guys, and shoot, don't rape children.
Yeah, never that.
Or anybody for that matter.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't even remember
Sam?
how to turn this thing off. X.
Thanks.
You must have. That didn't go as smooth live, did it? I don't think it did go as smooth. All right, now let's take a look at Nick. You edited that, didn't you? You. I know you edited that because I watched it live.
Hello, I'm Nick Rin. It's Wednesday, November 9th. Just so everyone knows, as of yesterday, I've formally resigned from my former place of employment, working for the search team. After hearing these allegations and listening to the information that's out there and what's available, I'm not okay with this. This is not right. And I can't sit by and support this and wait till lawyers make decisions and people wait to make statements.
This is a fire resignation.
I just can't support it. It's not me. It's not who I am, and I don't want to be a part of it. And quite frankly, if these allegations are true, I hope justice gets served. I don't regret coming to work here and working with the teammates. You know who you are, all the people that helped, all the people that supported me and watched our videos. I appreciate it. Unfortunately, there's about possibly up to 30 more episodes that I worked on that I was either the host or the co-host on, and I don't know if I'll ever get to see those or if any of us will. We worked really hard on those. We worked with a lot of families, helped a lot of families, worked with a lot of law enforcement agencies, and brought a lot of answers to families and law enforcement around the country. It was an amazing time. Unfortunately, sometimes life takes you in different directions than you expect, and I've reached a fork in the road, and I have to go a different direction now. So that's about all I got to say. And if anybody wants to reach out to me with any ideas or thoughts on the future and what we can do to maybe pick up the pieces here and start this all over again, sometime in the future you can reach out to me. I'll put my email in the description below. And with that being said, thanks again for all your support. And as soon as I have any more information coming in as to the future of what I'm going to do, or if some of my former teammates and I can brainstorm and figure out something, we will let you know.
That is Nick firing the flare gun to the others. Circle the wagons, boys. I love the inception of a plan. I love seeing the inception of a plan. It's like, it's just so brand new. You know what I mean? I love it. I love it. And what's Nick's channel?
Thanks again.
All right, hold on. I'll tell you what Nick's channel is. It's called Nick Rinn. R-I-N-N. R-I-N-N-N-N. R-I-N-N. Nick Rinn. All right, so moving on through our mass exodus of AWP. We got a little 5-minute dropper here. I'll give you my thoughts on it. This came out, I think, a day or two ago. I can't remember.
Everybody wants to know how I feel right now. You know, I have become the voice of our purpose, you know, what we have all come together to do. And now what has happened 30 years ago has come to light, and it's affecting everybody involved with this. There are contracts in place. There's legal ramifications. I mean, you know, with me even speaking my opinion. But in this scenario, I got to keep it real to everybody.
I think that the confidential information, like, you know, I would be shocked if all this stuff couldn't just be voided because of, you know, it sounds to me like Jared broke a lot of contracts. So, like, who gives a crap?
Who loved Adventures with Purpose, who loves Adventures with Purpose, who loves what we were able to accomplish in this world. We've proven that what we have done works, it's effective, it's a need for it. You know, we tell people stories. We are the voice for the voiceless. When we are covering these people's stories and going into their homes and representing them and telling their story of their missing loved ones, that's what it is we do. Do nothing else, you know? And I'm not just speaking for me, because I'm not the only one that's involved in this. There are other people's lives who are affected by this, you know? And that's what this is about. And being real is all you can be. That's all you got in this world, is what you stand for and how you come up. Yeah, you know, done a lot of good in this world, and everybody's got a story to tell. Everyone, absolutely everybody has a story to tell. You know, where I come from, though, there's codes. Where I go from here, you know, I have a lot of support, and I love everybody who's reaching out and telling me and letting me know.
I think he may have been the first one to drop a video and address this. And because of legalities and situations that you really probably never thought that you were going to have to even consider, or have come to light. So, you know, he doesn't formally resign, but, you know,
that I have your support, that you stand with me, and my future is just going to go with being real. You know, I'll continue to follow the passion that I've developed with helping people, with, you know, telling somebody's story. You know, I come from the towing industry, and now I pull cars out underwater, helping families get answers. I've developed that passion. It's unfortunate that I've developed that passion and this has happened. It doesn't align with what I believe in. I have daughters. I'm a father. and I come from a real rough background.
So, I mean, you can kind of without a formal resignation. I mean, that to me is a resignation of sorts. Look, dude, I got daughters. I don't, it goes against everything I'm for.
And I've changed my life. I've become a really good man, and I've always followed the code. And that code has been violated. With that being said, there's a lot of legal things that have to play out, and they got to play out, But
there is, and like I said, there are a lot of legal things to play out. However, I don't think it's going to be as difficult and as messy as they first had anticipated.
It doesn't involve me, doesn't involve my name, doesn't involve anybody else's name that's been associated with it, because we've worked with a lot of people intimately, and there's a lot of people that are hurting right now. I'm just as heartbroken. I care a lot about what it is that I've been able to do. And where this goes, I don't know. I don't know where this goes. My future's bright. I'm gonna always be okay. My family's gonna be okay. And I kept it real, I can't wait for lawyers to make decisions. I have to defend my family, I have to defend myself. And unfortunately, that doesn't align with my future. It doesn't align with me at all. None of us, you know what I mean?
I think right when he said, I kept it real, because now what we're seeing is that, he did Tracy says, Doug has done time in prison. We know what he means by the phrase, the code. Yeah, we go by that same code here on the outside too. And but yeah, I know what he means. I know what he means. Sam did warn everybody about Jared a year ago. He certainly did. There's no question.
None of us knew any of this. And I am just as shocked as everybody else. It's really unfortunate and heartbreaking. Yeah, man, people that know me, you guys know I'm a survivor. And, I got nothing to hide. I'm not going to hide nothing. Is what it is. Be positive, moving forward. There's people out there that have a story to tell. There's victims out there that have.
Let me see here.
A story to tell, and I have been a voice for those victims. I'm gonna continue to follow that passion, and I know I'll have the support to do so. I'm respected in a lot of circles with agencies, and those who know me, and those of you who don't know me, get to know me. The future's gonna be great, but it won't be what it used to be. We all got to move forward, whatever that means. I don't know. Appreciate each and every one of you.
It's just. Here, hold on. Let me pull up the other guy. I said somebody said, does it matter who quit first? Not necessarily, but like when you're the right-hand man of an organization, people are going to let me see. Oh, I haven't seen this one. seen the other ones, but let's check this out.
Just wanted to be real with you guys, and I wanted to take a moment to try to address the issue that should have been addressed by now, which we were all hoping for better leadership in this.
I mean, what's he gonna? I don't know, Josh, and but what's he gonna address? It sucks. He's not going to address it because he's indicted. He can't. But yeah, I get it. You're kind of rudderless boat. I think that's a good analogy, especially for divers.
Which is why I have officially resigned from being part of the search team, which I don't need to mention. It's pretty obvious, that I have been a part of in the past. And I will live my life with integrity and morale and knowing that I did the right thing and made the right decision, which I hope you guys can support. Hey guys, Josh Cantu here with an update. You guys may know me for my behind the scenes content and my video work with the search team for the past year and a half. But there's some things that have been brought to the light that the team and I were not aware of, and not aware of until very, very recently.
I think so.
And
yeah.
We're not okay with it. And it has created this avalanche of momentum, which it should have when it needed to, against certain things that allegedly have happened with someone that we trusted. It is currently Tuesday, November 8th, 11:14. And I just wanted to come on here and try to tell you about Josh Cantu. So I am not going to be speaking about the things that one of our members and may be going through.
But I don't.
Because I'm not allowed to, which is fine. It's not my place, which is why I have officially resigned from being part of the search team, which I don't need to.
So I want to put this into perspective for the perspectiveless, and it's really not the people that are here watching, but just, if there is anybody. I don't know how long, AWP's been around, and you got to understand that all of these guys, so people are saying, well, if they knew. Look, Jared basically was their boss. And if you heard Anthony from last night, that, he said, there could be some, but this was getting a little closer to the time. There could be some stuff, but it's no big deal. He doesn't really specify what that kind of stuff is, and so on and so forth. And this was their lives. This is what they did. And I remember doing a live, and I don't know if any of you guys remember this, but I titled it. This was right after the Kylie Rodney situation, the case, and all that. It was called. I titled it "Adventures with Purpose" or "Adventures for Profit," and I was accused of like stirring the pot or clickbait, and it was a question that I was asking. And if anybody, you know, watched it, what ended up happening was obviously, like, I sided with Adventures with Purpose, very much so. I talked about how I don't care that they would make a profit. I don't care, you know, what they're doing is invaluable, and I truly believe that, and I still, to this day, will always believe that they've provided invaluable services. And I'm telling you, man, I got kicked in the balls for even putting that as my title. And like straight up fish hooked a kick to the ball, and people were pissed with me. But most people went and like watched, you know, when you watch the show, you're like, oh, okay, yeah. It's a question. Oh man, I mean, it was a rough. It was rough, dude. I mean, I'll never. I was on the side of I was like, you know, I went to bat for him and everything. Not that they needed, but there, you know, there was a lot of crap flying around. What are they doing it for, this or that? And I'm like, well, who cares, man? Like, they're getting stuff done. They're this and that. And, so I literally I made it like, hey, you know, Adventures with Purpose or Adventures for Profit. It was a clever title, you know, and I got filleted, sliced. I got a chat beatdown like you've never seen, at least on my channel. It was a rough. So he's like, I'm unsubbing from you right away. I go, the friggin' show hasn't even started. At least unsub after the show. Wait till I say something negative. I didn't come out here and go, oh, boogada. Oh, Adventures with Purpose. Oh, boogada. Ah. Sorry, I had to get that off my chest. I didn't think it was that like big of a deal. And now, by the way, I wasn't talking about how dare you write words with a question mark. Hoogity boogity. Adababa. Hey, boo boo. Hey, picnic basket. I still think about that. I'm still a little bent. I'm unsubbing right now. I was like, the show hasn't even freaking started yet. I was pissed. I was pissed that day. Thank you, 99 Pink Balloons, very much. Yeah, who cares, right? Who cares? I did, because I was pissed. I don't know. Yeah, seriously. I think there was a few people, like, before the show even started, they're like, duh. I remember I was, like, getting my sandwich, and it was like an hour before the show, and I could see people already, like, just talking crap. They're like, oh, I don't like this title at all. And I was like, oh God, here we go. And somebody's like, you knew exactly what you were doing with that title. That's clickbait. And I was like, how is it clickbait? How the frig is it clickbait? I'm sure more than 200 hate me. Yeah, I don't either. But yeah, I was
Dimension.
I'm unsubbing. It was the intro music. It's always something. I swear to God. It's like I see something like I'm gonna be honest with you. I see some of these live streams. I see some of these shows, and like they're not entertaining at all, right? And they're quiet for like a really, really, really long time, and then they're like this, and then like that, and then bleh. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll play it tomorrow and we'll go over it. I don't want to relive. It's like reliving hernia surgery. Really, 99 pink balloons. I mean, I might do it, but. You know, I'm a sucker for. It was 2 times like in a week that people freaked out. So it's like the titles, and then people tell me all the time, change your intro music. Like, why would I do that? Why would I do that? I get it all the time, right? And then I watch, like, I'll play like somebody else's shows like quiet, and then you'll hear something like this, like. What are you guys doing? What are you guys up to? What are you doing? Hey. And then people are like, yeah, baby. Yeah. And I'm going, the frig is this? And I get on here and I try and, put together a little something, a little pizzazz, a little show, like at least somewhat, like, I'm not saying this show's great. Trust me, I wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't watch it. No. The real ones. What happened? Whatever.
It's pretty obvious that I have been a part of in the past. If you are unaware of what is going on right now, that is because it has not hit the mainstream yet, because it is not.
Oh yeah, by the way, somebody titled it was like the Kylie Rodney accident or foul play. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, I was like, okay, great title. Yeah, sounds interesting. Super great title. Super interesting.
Proven yet in court, which is fine. And I'm not here to tell you if it is or is not true, because I personally do not know. And it is not my business to talk about. But what I do know is that my reaction and the reaction of my teammates are not going to be sticking around to find out. We are pretty set on sticking to our morals, to our integrity, especially as fathers and just decent human beings.
Yeah, frig off, Jared.
But I do want to say that I do not condone the activities that have been reported.
See, I don't even know if it's clickbait, right? I'm not even willing to call it clickbait because my title wasn't clickbait. I was definitely going to talk about exactly what I put up there.
And I think that justice needs to be served. If there's a case. I'm a father of a 16-month-old baby girl, beautiful baby.
How does everybody have girls? And I got stuck with 2 stinking ass boys. And like, I remember when we were getting ready to, like, we were getting ready to find out, and I was like, oh, I want a little girl. Cause, I just thought I'd, like, would have like 10 kids, and I never did. I had the 2, and then I was like, oh, like maybe next time.
Baby girl. And
nope, I got a bigger, stinkier son.
The things that have been being said are unacceptable and unfathomable, enraging. But the question is what can come out of this? I don't know. I know what we have. Starting with me. I know I'm a storyteller. I know I'm a videographer.
I even had like a name picked out. I was going to name her, well, him, because it's Peyton now. Grace Lorraine. Because Lorraine is my mom's name. And I just always like the name Grace. Like, hey, Grace, Gracie. Boom, 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 boom.
I know I'm a man of integrity. I know I have skills. I come from an aquatic background as a lifeguard, swimming. I took a dive certification class back in 2012. So I have a background in loving to be underwater. I am not currently dive certified, but I showed interest in trying to become so. And I have shown a love for helping families receive the answers that they've been looking for when it comes to...
You really think you would?
Things that have happened in their lives that left them without answers. And me and other teammates that I've worked with have been very passionate about that.
Hey, think about it too. And then I go, well, now I have boys, and like they were super easy. So they were cool. You know what I mean? It was pretty easy. Like, I don't think I could discipline a little girl, I could just imagine this scenario. Like, Daddy, I want some juice. I'll be like, little Gracie, you already have juice. Finish the juice you have, little Gracie. No, Daddy, I don't want that. Little Gracie, you're going to finish the juice that you have. And then she'd like throw it in my face, and I'd be like, oh, you got such a strong arm.
That moment.
Let me get you the juice you want.
Momentum that we have been following, and we have fallen in love with being able to do that for these families. The path and opportunities that the last year has opened has been amazing. The work we've been able to do has been amazing. And honestly, in this last chapter, recent chapter, we were able to do it as creatively as we could. What I mean by that is when your boss isn't there looking over your shoulder, and the people that you have, brought on your team to give you a certain.
I had a buddy one time, his daughter, I don't know how old she was, like 3 maybe. And she wanted, I think it was like a baby Ruth. Baby Ruth. Boys are easy. There's no question about that. I'm not going to deny that. Anyway, she snuck in to the kitchen while we were watching football, and she got the baby Ruth, and you could see her down the hall eating the baby Ruth. And he says, did you get into that? And she came like running up, and he's like, I told you not to get into that. And she takes the wrapper, whatever is like left in there, and like she like hit him in the forehead with it. And then she ran to her room and shut her door. And I went, that's very cute.
Type of talent and skill and heart, we are able to do that in a better way when working together amongst friends and people you consider family. So the content that has been made from the last couple months has been really, really good and really fun to work with my teammates, but also really emotional and empowering and helpful. And I don't know if those stories will meet the light of day. I know that I myself have many stories of behind the scenes content from me on the road with my friends. And I had many stories to tell for you guys. I have summer road trip, fall road trip, episodes I never got to but wanted to. Content. This is content that I was depending on for my family to share my stories with you guys and to possibly use it. What I mean by that is...
All right, we get it. He resigned. There is something, though, that I do... Hold on. Okay. Who was the? Somebody said, "Who is the other one?" I'll play the. I plead the fifth was asking who is it? I can't remember what you said. Just tell me again, and then I'll play that. Wonder how many years you'll get first round. Hopefully ever. Right. That would be the best if you just got forever in prison. 3 new members, by the way. Thank you. Who was it? Linda, Mississippi Girl, and Love Pink, all donating memberships. Fire.
Let's go.
Okay, hold on. Kevin, Jake, Carson. I don't know. Is that Sam's son, Carson? Is that who that is? Oh, is that it's like, all right. Solidarity. Is this the one? Is this a guy? All right. It's 30 minutes.
Well, for if he, if and I respect it. So
Yeah, I don't want I'm not really gonna bite my tongue a lot, and I don't want your.
Does he say F's and stuff? It was a long pause. Shush. I was looking for something. The things I do. I take a lot of heat. Your intro song needs to be changed. Your title the clickbait.
Your channel will be associated directly. I'm gonna be respectful, but I'm
yeah. And big shout out to all these channels who are speaking truth.
Yeah.
And sticking up for the weak ones.
Exactly.
Thank you. I've seen so many channels that are a voice to the voiceless. I just want to personally thank you. And as far as the big opportunity but the big hole that is left, there is a void to be filled, and there's a lot of teams out there right now that are going to be stepping forward. And there's a lot of work to still be done to help families. So anyway, on that note, I'm done talking. I'm going to hit the X button over here, and then we're going to follow up on Kyler. And again, the reason we're doing this is because Kyler wants to make sure that he's saying his thing as an individual and as a man, and I respect that. Anyway, guys, thanks again.
Yeah, thank you to everybody.
Love you guys. And shoot, don't rape children.
Yeah, never that.
Or anybody for that matter.
No cap.
I don't even remember how to turn this thing off. X.
All right. And the stream, we're gonna put the phone over on your.
You're on, and you have
I love, which is YouTube, and to me in my adult life, and this has really affected.
What's on that notepad?
Something I love, which is YouTube, and honestly made up until you left, it made me not even really want to do YouTube, even though I liked it. And so this is a big thing, and I feel like the time has come to get some things off my chest, get this weight off my shoulders. So I'm gonna tell you my story, and yeah, we'll just go with that.
Okay.
So you guys can.
Holy
shit. Maybe you can try taking it out of the case.
Yeah.
Rookies. It's all right. You guys do invaluable work.
I don't think people are
Oh my God.
saying volume is fine, and then some.
All right, well,
I'll just hold it right here.
Yeah, you just hold it.
I'll hold it. This doesn't have to be.
No.
Okay, if you guys.
I love it. Oh, Holly Go Lightly. Thank you for becoming a member. I thought it was I thought it carried like 20 or something, 15 years. I thought it was a lot more than 5, but I could be wrong. I'm wrong a lot. Okay.
Guys can hear me. Just let me know.
We can hear you.
Too low. Audio was fine. Some people are saying it's fine. Some people are saying it's bad.
It's fine.
Audio issues.
No, it's good.
Audio issues.
I can hear him good.
Okay, so now it's hearing.
I can hear. Okay.
So
Yeah, we got
Okay,
you.
well, I'll just put it right here.
Ah!
All right. If you can hear me, cool. And if you can't hear me,
Suck it.
I don't know.
You're at a loss.
I'm at a loss. Half the people are saying it's good.
Do you have headphones?
No, I don't. Audio low. Some people are saying it's good. Some are saying it's bad.
It's good.
Audio is low. All right, I'm just gonna. If you guys will excuse me for a second.
Sam.
I'm gonna hijack this for a second. See if I can make some adjustments. Yeah, just go ahead and take it.
Hi, Dina. Wait. Where are you going? What happened? Where are you going?
Okay, can you guys hear me at all?
All right, how about now, guys? Can you guys hear now?
Yeah.
Bruh, this is terrible.
Swamp Donkey says much better.
Swamp.
Okay, much better.
Thank you.
You're gonna take advice from a guy named Swamp Donkey.
Thank you. Volume.
Better. Okay.
Okay, it's better. So just go ahead and go with what you have.
Okay.
To say.
Okay.
Yeah. Now.
Joining AWP. Man, as if this wasn't a hard enough thing. Okay, so I wanted to join AWP and go with you guys because I thought it sounded like a fun thing.
Yeah.
And I never really traveled that
Much
part
better.
of the country.
It's good
Okay.
now.
That's great.
Anyways, so I go and I meet up with you in Nashville. And so I, on purpose, what?
Your thumb's holding. Make sure you your camera.
Okay. So I, on purpose, did not watch Adventures with Purpose videos before going there because I didn't want to know these guys, meaning, you know, Dan and Jared, as being YouTubers. I just wanted to meet them.
Yeah, you don't have a preconceived notion.
I didn't want any preconceived notions because I didn't, one, I honestly wasn't really that into true crime videos, and then two, I just really wanted to meet them. So I didn't really have much, you know, whatever. So I meet everybody. Everybody seems kind of decent, you know, at first.
I like when Sam just kind of peeks his head like this. He's like out of the screen, like, hey, what's going on? It's good stuff, man. It really is. Display. This is what Sam does. Hi.
You know, whatever. So
Like, watch
there's
him-
one day
Watch him. He's out of.
watch
Wait.
Adventures with Purpose.
He's pretty. Is he out of the? Okay, so he's out of. Wait. He's out of the frame here. Okay. He's out of the frame, and then all of a sudden.
There, because I didn't want to know these guys.
Hey, Sam.
You know, Dan and Jared as being YouTubers. I just wanted to meet them.
Yeah, you don't have a preconceived notion.
I didn't want any preconceived notions because I didn't. One, I honestly wasn't really that into true crime videos, and then two, I just really wanted to meet them. So I didn't really have much, you know, whatever. So I meet everybody. Everybody seems kind of decent, you know, at first. It's just, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
So there's one day, I don't remember, it was like a couple days into the trip where, also I'm going to say, all this stuff I'm saying is alleged and my opinion for legal reasons.
You're saying that for legal reasons.
For legal reasons, everything I'm saying is the way I remember it.
Yeah, the volume's good, so I think you can put it back now.
Okay, put it back.
Yeah, volume's good. We're gonna put this back real quick while you're talking, and I don't think you have to scream as much. Just make sure you project your voice.
Okay. Anyways, so a couple days into the trip, so I've been kind of getting to know everybody a little, and I remember Jared was in the, like I said, this is all my opinion, but Jared was in the front seat and he was driving, and so I decided I was going to go up and talk to him and pick his brain a little bit because he was an interesting person to me. Like, why wouldn't he be? He has a YouTube channel, he has all this stuff. So I go and I start to talk to him, and one question in particular, and what I remember asking was, I asked him why he got into YouTube. And now most people, when they get into YouTube, they say, oh, it's because I like something, or, oh, it's because I was doing something already and thought it'd be fun to share it with an audience. But he told me that he got into it for money. And I was like, what? And he's like, well, I knew it was profitable. And so for me, that was kind of a weird thing, but I didn't think too much about it, you know? I was kind of like it's a little, you know, whatever, but that's not that big of a deal. So that was kind of the first red flag. And then the second red flag was hearing how he spoke about his fans and the nature he spoke about his fans and the some of the other, I'm not going to mention any names, but other people that were coming out to help us. He was really speaking about them as if they weren't humans or people. And I recall him saying, he said it in a joking tone, but it didn't come off as a joke to me. He said that if people didn't give his money to him, they would just be wasting it anyways.
Something else.
Yeah, on something else. And that was something he just said. And I think the other people might have heard that and thought it was kind of a joke, but that kind of stuck with me. Because I was like, well, that's, you know, not whatever, but whatever. And then, so it was kind of on my mind a little bit. And then I have a vivid memory, this is my memory of it, of us, we had, I'm not going to say the case, we've been working a case, and 2 little old ladies came up to us. And they asked Jared, they're like, hey, do you have money for gas? And these ladies, I don't like to judge anyone based off appearance solely, but these old ladies appear to be modest in nature, very modest. Some would even, they did not look like they were well-to-do. And he said, yes, we need gas money. And he, they handed him $50. And I also want to know, at this point, he had bragged to me a little about some of the money he was making. So I was already, it was like a red flag. So he takes the $50 or whatever that they give him, and he goes and he stuffs it in the door of the RV, the pocket, and it has the most loose money I'd ever seen in my life. Like thousands of dollars. I'd never seen that much loose money. So at that point, my alarm's starting to go off, but I'm just really, so that was, I think, the night before, that was the day before I left, I think. So then, the last day, we're working a case, and this case is a very, I'm not going to say the case, I don't want to say any names. If they ever want to speak about things, they can. But this case allegedly involved some of the most horrific things you could ever think of happening to a person.
Cult stuff.
It was cult stuff.
Cult related.
And like involving rituals and like
sacrifice.
Yeah, all just the worst stuff you could ever think of. And we are told the story, we are shown pictures to back up the claim. So immediately I'm just like,
yeah, you're in a bad spot.
We're in a bad spot.
Not comfortable with that.
I'm not comfortable with that, but it was like, to me, take the cult stuff and all that stuff away, because I've never experienced that. But to me, part of the thing is I have experienced death in my life. I have, as many people have, I've experienced, family members. I've experienced friends that have,
You've had a lot of close friends.
I've had close friends pass away. So I really I don't take it lightly. And to me, handling people that are grieving and dealing with death is a very sacred kind of intimate thing. So to me, it was like, then to hear how it was their son had been murdered, allegedly. It was, to me, this is like, oh my gosh, this is the most sacred situation possible. Mm-hmm. So we're out on the case, and I remember we're out looking for the person, and we go to a spot where we're looking, and it clearly, anybody who had been working the case would know there's no chance of the person being here. But they were, filming and whatever, and I asked about it, and I was told that it was for show.
Thank you, Lulu.
Like, we have a show to make. So I was like, why are we here? And I was told, oh, well, we have a show to make. And immediately I got sick to my stomach.
Yeah, I actually would sometimes say, so Jared, is this a show day or a actual search day? What are we doing today? That's a real thing.
And to me though, being told that when I'm over here with my whole heart into what we're doing made me just want to puke. Like, honestly. Mm-hmm. So then that night...
Because these people, this is not a show for them at all.
No.
This is real life.
No.
This is real life.
No. It was never told... To people I saw, they were never told that that there was places being searched just because it was good content. Interesting. So I was absolutely, sick about that. So I remember that night. So at this point, I'm already sick. So we go back, and it's an older elderly couple, and we go and tell them that we were unable to find their son, and that we'd have to either, I don't remember if we were going to try again or something. I don't remember. It was something. I was there, and I was told, it's hard for me to even talk about, but the old man was crying, and I didn't film. I did not want to go, because I was helping filming. I did not want to go up close to him, and I turned the camera away because he was crying, and I didn't want anything to do with it. And then I got accosted for missing what was called the money shot. And at that point, I just ended up storming out because I like, to me, seeing this couple who's the last, I think, 30 years of their life is affected or something like that by this, crying and then wanting to
Subi Sue, thank you.
It just made me sick. Like, I couldn't handle it. So I go out, and, you know, my dad, he notices. And we go out, and we talk in the RV, and I tell him exactly how I feel about everything that's been going on. And I'm, you know, crying and yelling at him, and we had a falling out, but...
We got into it, and also some things that had to do with me personally between he and I came up, which ended up being a good thing because we were able to discuss things later and come to a better point.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
But yeah, no, that's fair to put out. But yeah, so we had a falling out over this, and I left. I was in, I'm gonna say where I was. I might give things away, but I was in the middle of Kansas. I called a taxi. Middle of Kansas. No, I don't know where I am. Like, and that made also all the other stuff crazier.
Can I butt in?
Yeah.
So we were 20, right?
Yeah.
All right. So imagine this: a broke 20-year-old in the middle of Kansas on this what is, you know, sold to be this awesome trip. Hey, let's go across the country, see all the.
I imagine being a broke 20-year-old in Kansas is somewhat similar to being a rich 20-year-old in the middle of Kansas. It don't matter.
These things.
You're in the middle of Kansas.
Broke 20-year-old says, "Screw it, Dad. I am buying my own taxi, getting my own hotel, getting my own fare and airfare, and I'm leaving tomorrow." This was who he is and where he was.
No, because he kept saying, "Oh, we'll just stay tonight. We can drop you off or something." I'm like, "No, I'm done."
Yeah, he was done. It was no hangout. Well, hey Kyler, you just hang out. We'll drop you off tomorrow. He's not. I want to be gone from this as soon as possible. And he left in a taxi cab. And then I was, even though he and I got into it over some things, that was a very proud dad moment.
Yeah,
in a big way. Even though we had our little moment, I was proud of you. I said, man,
well, eventually you kind of were, but anyway, so I left. I've told people it was funny to me that one of the worst nights of my life was in Kansas. As someone who'd never even been there, that was just ironic.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
So anyways, I leave, I go, I get I fly home, whatever. We don't really talk much for a little while.
Yeah, for a couple months.
For a couple months, which for us, that's a long time. Like, I mean, at this point, we talk on the phone almost every day, but I mean, even then, like, that's a long time. So at this point, I leave, and then fast forward a little bit, you leave.
I don't think we'll lose a new member.
I was so relieved when he left.
Sick, Thomas.
I felt like a weight in our relationship had been lifted because I just saw you out there with who at this point, I haven't even gone into detail on some things because I don't think it's whatever, but at this point I had thought Jared was already the most evil person I met. Mm-hmm. And a lot of that had to do with how he was selling himself as a poor person, taking advantage of people. And I was able to do some math and just knew it wasn't accurate.
And he was braggy. He showed us that he was braggy. He was, "Oh, look at how good I'm doing." It was weird.
Anyways, so I was really happy when you left. I actually ghost wrote part of when you were talking to Jared because I remember when the things happened between him and Jared, he really just was done with the situation. You were upset.
I was pissed.
He was super mad.
You actually said that, hey, Dad. Because first off, I thought that why did I stay around so long? I actually thought that I could steer the ship.
Yes, you've been saying that.
I didn't know that Jared was this bad of a dude, and so my first check was, all right, well I'm just gonna see if he even respects me, and by talking in terms of money because that's what he understands. And if I know that I have his respect, then during the trip, I'll come forward and I'll talk to him about everything else that's going on, talk to him about my heart. I was really hoping that I would be able to open up to the guy and really steer this thing, in a better way. And things weren't that bad at first, but they kept getting nastier and nastier. He came in at a nasty moment.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, I thought I could steer the ship, but in the end, no, I couldn't. There was no, there was, because Jared very much presented it all. Sam, this is me and you, man.
I actually, I don't know if you remember, but he was ready to just dip. I told him to check, like, I was like, you should text him and see if he even respects you.
Yeah, I had originally sent him an FU text.
He hadn't sent it, you typed it.
No,
you sent it to me. You sent it to me to say.
I typed it, because Kyler at this point, we're kind of talking back and forth, because we're open about our experience with AWP. And so I said, hey, Kyler, this is what I'm going to be sending to Jared. And then Kyler was like, wait, maybe you should try to talk to him and see.
Yeah, because I honestly, this is my thought. If Dad sent Jared an FU text, I thought, one, you would look like a bad guy and it'd give him some whatever. And I actually thought, I knew Jared was going to tell you to screw off. I, in my heart of hearts, felt that, but I thought you needed to know that.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Like, I thought that you needed to see what kind of person he was. So I kind of ghost wrote a nice room. Little whatever.
It's crowded
text,
up
and
here.
It was about, just wanting his respect and some of the stuff, and you were told to screw off. So that happens. Are you going through looking for it?
Yeah, actually, I found the text that after he did tell me to screw off, I did send the text, and I said, honestly, over time, I felt like you haven't valued me, my well-being, or respected my thoughts or options. You or opinions rather. Let me back that up. Slow my reading. Honestly, over time, I felt like you haven't valued me, my well-being, or respected my thoughts or opinions. You kind of have a King Jared mentality. You seem to look down on others, whether they are female, minority, poor, or anything other than you. Even an ignorant coal miner, as you have referred to blank, I'm not going to mention the person's name. I can only imagine what you say about me when I'm not there. Mm-hmm. You tell half-truths to your wife. If you are not honest with your mate, you won't be honest with me. I love helping the families and doing good in the world, but I was doing that long before YouTube and long before recognition. You do good because it's marketable. Valor seems to mean nothing to you. After 2 years of hanging out with you, I've grown to dislike you. So I did. I toned it down a little bit because I was heated. But
I've grown
I
to
did
dislike
end up sending
you.
him the text after I didn't have the initial handshake saying, hey man, let's see if we can work something out.
Mm-hmm.
My thought was we'd be able to work something out, and then on that trip I'd have 40 plus days to work on him and talk to him and say, hey man, and I thought I could steer the ship into to a positive direction, but boy was I wrong.
And I honestly thought I think you had been blinded by I don't know how many months of knowing the guy. Mm-hmm. I just came in and kind of saw how he was at that moment when I came in.
Yeah. So I was starting to
get lulled to sleep by it.
Yeah, being a little desensitized, and I'll admit to that. I certainly was a little desensitized. There were certain things that I would not have crossed, and things were starting to swell up in my gut when I could just feel that gut feeling, saying get away. And then Kyler got away, and then it was like, yeah, I definitely need to get away. And then finally I did.
And I want to just speak slightly to me getting away. This was something like that when I when I thought about it, sounded amazing because one, I like scuba diving. That's like some of my passion. If I could do that professionally somehow, whether that's for YouTube or something, that'd be a dream of mine. It involves helping people. It was just, there were so many things about this that sounded amazing to me, and I just was like, I couldn't overlook how he was and how things were going. So it wasn't an easy, it was easy, but it wasn't like something I wanted to do. It was like, I have to. That's why I just left the way I did, because it was like, I have to leave.
Just pull off the Band-Aid and leave, yeah.
Yeah. So, I will say there have been people that have, over this process, harassed me. I've had people call me names. I've had people harass me and call my dad names. Most of those comments just end up getting deleted, but they're there. And I am honestly so relieved that is seemingly, at least involving that situation, is behind us. There's always going to be people that hate and troll, but I will say the hardest moment for me to stay quiet in all this was when you left and he was trashing you on that community post. to watch somebody with a platform that big trash your father, who you know is not any of the things he was saying, and really wasn't active as he could have been with YouTube at that time, just because he wanted to spend time with me and my brother and sister. That like made me so angry. And then the fact that I couldn't say anything without just looking like I was.
So a big thing in the text or his post was he attacked me as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
It was an entrepreneur attack, like it was all about money. And for him, maybe it was. It certainly seems that way.
Yeah, so that was really hard. It was really hard to stay quiet then, and then it's been, as I've had this YouTube channel for over a year, it's been hard for me not to say things, because I'm watching who I, in my heart of hearts, before even knowing these allegations, thought was one of the most evil human beings I'd ever encountered, be praised as a hero and lauded.
Yeah, I'm sitting in the middle.
I would get sad when somebody would come over and say something about AWP or like something, because I'm like, oh, they're still kind of in the.
Plus, people probably he was in some AWP videos.
Yes,
people
I was.
Probably, oh man, have you ever even seen the AWP videos you were in?
Yeah.
I have not watched the AWP videos. I have had friends. So after I left AWP, I had friends reach out to me because they saw the videos I was in. I had never seen them. I didn't have a desire to watch them. To me, that was a chapter of my life I didn't want to relive through video. So, yeah. So, but my point I was getting at was, I am just happy that chapter of having to deal with not being able to defend you the way I wanted to is now over.
Yeah.
To not speak out and say something is over. I'm glad that everyone right now is getting their chance to talk, and I hope that more people come forward and, you know, any victims of Jared come forward, you know, whether it's survivors, whether it's the people he's molested or the people he took advantage of. Allegedly molested.
We're saying that for legal purposes.
Or the people he allegedly took advantage of that I witnessed. I hope they come forward. I hope.
It's all right, man. Calm down.
I hope they come forward. I mean, this is someone who has been, in my opinion, a menace to society, like, as a whole. He's affected people on every level of, you know, like, you know, he's affected grandparents, he's affected little kids, apparently, he's affected, like, this is...
Everybody.
So I hope that there will be some justice served, and that people that have been struggling with this are able to find some peace. And I pray for all the people that have been negative, like all the people outside of, you know, him that have been negatively affected by the situation. So, yeah, I don't really have too much more to say. There's other stories, other things I get into, but you guys.
So can I ask you a couple?
Yeah, you
questions?
can ask me some questions.
Because I know, just to clear things up, did you know or have any pre-knowledge of the things that were brought forth in these?
How come I'm the only one in gray?
This indictment. Did you know about it?
No, I did not. And if I had, you would have seen a video on Kyler Ginn's channel titled something I can't even say here, but it would have been.
Yeah, it's your channel, so I can't say it either.
No, we've been calling him some names, which I honestly, there's okay, I don't like call people names, but once you get to the level that he allegedly has gotten to, the gloves are off. You can just whatever. No, I did not know about anything. I knew about other stuff, but to me, I knew that with my limited platform, and if I came forward with this other stuff, it just wouldn't even. I felt as if it would not help anything.
Yeah, and just real quick. May I say something?
Yes, go ahead.
Well, with nearly 5,000 people, live and in this live stream.
Wow.
I just want to, publicly say,
we got 5,000 people watching
I
us.
Respected that.
Dope.
We walked away. Me and you, we had our issue. We were getting into it, but I respected you, and I respect you as a man.
I appreciate
I just want to, I love you, and
Solidarity, brother.
You're an awesome dude. I'm looking forward to to you being the kids of my grandbabies one day.
The parent to your grandbabies, yes.
Yeah, excuse me, the parent.
Yes.
I said that wrong, but the parent.
Yes.
So yeah, you're a great dude, man. I'm proud of you.
Thank
And
you.
I know it took
Group
a lot
hug.
of heart. You're a young guy, and right now social
Group
media's
hug.
hot, Twitter's hot, all these things are hot. But you were like, I'm out. You stuck to your morals, you stuck to your guns, You were the for me, you were definitely a big part in helping me to open my eyes. You know, the canary in the coal mine, and I'm proud of you. And I'm proud. And I'm just love you, and I'm proud of you.
The day after I appreciate that. The day when I got home, I posted a Bible verse, and I'm gonna quote it within. I can give you the gist of it. The gist is.
Hold on. Let me guess. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
What is a man to gain if it's basically something that it goes to the point of what is it if a man gains the whole world if he loses his own soul? And
Not even close.
I left Adventures with Purpose knowing my soul was intact and I hadn't sacrificed that, and that's something I will never give up for fame, money. Like, my soul is never for sale to anyone. That's something I will stand on forever. So if there's any buyers.
Dude, that reminds me of an epic scene from the movie Scent of a Woman. Was that what it was called? There's no prosthetic for an amputated soul. He was selling, or you were selling, but he wasn't buying. I would take a flamethrower to this place, but I'm too old. I'm too tired. I'm too weak.
Sorry, off the market, but yeah, and that.
Wait, who's off the market?
That's something I will stand on forever.
So
if there's any buyers out there, I'm sorry, off the market, but yeah, and that it is. While I have a lot of feelings
Me too.
of disgust, anger, but I definitely do have a feeling of vindication that I see some sort of justice is being served in this situation, and I hope it continues to go in that direction.
Pound it.
I don't really have much more to say on that.
And our hearts with yes. All of you, all those who've been affected, whether it's small or monumentous. We stand with you, and I think that Kyler, you stand with the.
I stand with any victim of sexual assault or violence of any kind. So these victims, you're in my prayers nightly. I hope that you're able to find some peace, and I just pray that God puts His arms around you, and that's all I can say to that.
Good job, Kyler.
All right.
Love you, man.
Love you too.
Yeah, you did good.
All right, thank you.
Feel better?
Yeah, I honestly feel like I just got a lot off my chest.
Yeah.
It's actually really cool because he's sitting there. I don't know who's in the chat was saying, why is he's sitting there helping his son through something that he absolutely needs to. Oh, Sam, yeah, I'm definitely not me. Sam, they have a name for me around here. I'm the corn dog guy, okay? And nobody, and I mean nobody, gets made fun of here more than old Joshy Poos.
I'd like to shout
And it's my show. It's my show.
out my mom who's in the chat. I love you, Mom. Everybody else who's been supportive, I appreciate it.
And thanks for being here. My son could speak and tell his truth.
Yeah, he probably feels so much better. I mean, like I said, a lot of the people that are involved in this are really wanting to finally they feel vindicated in the way that they've been feeling, and so it is super liberating for them. I can tell you that there was probably a euphoric feeling after this, and Sam, correct me if I'm wrong, but I bet you guys were a little bit, had some endorphins going after. You felt good. You felt like, hey, yes, he feels better. He feels better, and that's an awesome thing.
And you'll get this off of his chest. He's been holding back for the last year and a half, 2 years.
I would almost every time I'd go on a live, I would definitely have moments when I'd go in a live stream and be like, is this the day I just
snap and tell everyone?
Just snap and tell everybody how horrible this person is.
Yeah.
And it's like,
but you did good though. You held it together until.
Yes, I knew that.
Appropriate time.
I knew that it wouldn't help anybody. So, yeah. Anyways.
And what's your channel about, by the way?
To the people who are just tuning in, my channel is titled Kyler Ginn.
Kyler Ginn.
Name, and it's really about the things I go do, and which is a lot of the stuff is scuba diving. There's other just fun videos, but a lot of it's just scuba diving, environmental cleanups, stuff like that. Stuff if you watched his channel when he was putting out content, it's pretty similar.
There's stuff coming.
Yeah, so not only did Kyler have issues with Jared personally, he crapped on his dad all the time too. And it feels so much better when you're able to. I mean, Jared has left lives, not just these guys, obviously, but his victims. Literally left lives in shambles. Absolute shambles. And just left a wake of destruction for the last 30 years. I looked up Jared's issues, Jared's had all kinds of problems. It's like it seems like there was some problems with firearms and possibly a little maybe in insider possible trading, allegedly.
There's stuff coming. Okay, when he was putting it out at a higher clip. So if you like scuba diving or just fun
I don't, but I'm going to watch.
Stuff in general.
No, actually, I do like scuba diving. I just don't want to be the one scuba-ing.
I do have a dive video coming out, but that's pretty much what my channel is. But that's not really what this is about to me at this moment. But yeah. Anything you'd like to say in closing? Because I think this will be probably the last time. This is the last time I talk about the situation like this.
Yeah, there you
is
go.
There anything we need to get off our chest?
No, we just this was brought to our doorstep. People were asking, did you guys know?
Sam, I do want to say, I want to say to you that I'm very happy that you guys were able to come out and do this, and I'm happy to support you guys and support the victims of Jared, and I know that it is vindicating for you, and you guys saw something in him far before a lot of other people, or you just weren't going to be compromised. People do tend to show their true colors. And so thank you, Sam, and I hope you continue to check in with the show and be a friend of the show. I can't wait to see what you guys do on your channels as well. And going forward, I hope that you guys just thrive and link up with each other.
There for a period of time, and also he had to come out and speak his truth. And thank you guys for hearing his truth. And I'm proud of you. For you instantly felt it was off. It took me a little longer than you, but I got there. There were certain lines I wasn't ready to cross, and you just snipped it out much quicker than I did. And like I said, I'm proud of you. And guys, again, thank you guys for being here.
What is he, 20, 21, 22? He's a young kid. So this is, when I was 22, I really wouldn't have been very comfortable addressing something like this at all. And he did it in a very proper way. You know, he just did really, he spoke really well. He could have left me a little more room on the couch, but he didn't.
Thank you for hearing what Kyler had to say. Thank you, for supporting.
Can you? So I plead the fifth. I just want to say to you that can you imagine if we didn't play this? Friend of the show, man, awesome. I love that. I'm gonna shoot you an email as well. 21. Yeah. See, at this age, I would just not. I would not be comfortable doing this. And the fact that you sat right next to him and helped him through it. The parenting never stops, man. I got a 17 and 18-year-old, and like you said, that you're going to always be there for your kids, unless you don't know how old they are. But I know, once you get 21's really when you stop counting.
Good people out there doing good things, and let's wrap our arms around those that have been affected in a negative way.
All right.
Let's shift the focus to those people who need it in a big way.
Exactly.
In a big way.
Anyways, guys,
Somebody take a screenshot.
I think that's going to do it. I'd like to thank you all for joining us, and thank you for allowing me the chance to speak my heart and my truth. Remember, this is my perspective and no one else's. So, yeah, I'll see you all on the next one.
Yeah.
Peace.
Good job, guys. Great job. You guys are doing the right thing. Appreciate you guys putting up with my goofiness. Whenever we can lighten the mood, it's always fun. It is mixtape vibe, Sam. Thank you. Thank you. Great show, great chat. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the super chats and stickers, memberships. It's awesome, man. You guys are great.